Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. This bundle is in the online store. It's not in a catalog, as far as I know. No, I don't think so. It showed up about a month ago, and honestly, I got it because I've got a thing for keys, especially skeleton keys. Look at the cute little padlock. So it's called Tags to Go. It's actually a pretty reasonable bundle. The dies by themselves, which you could really just do the dies. There's nothing in here that really, you have to use with these, which is nice. The dies are $22, and then the bundle with the stamp set and the dies are $38.50. The stamp set, I really like that. There are times that it's a wedding, it's a graduation, it's something, and you can put it on a heart or a tag or something, so you can write your date in. And I really like Life's Detours Are Better With You and Far Away But Close at Heart, Welcome Home. So I did get the stamp set too. It is rubber. I wish it was photopolymer, but it's rubber. And then look at these keys. This is how they look when you cut them out with the silver textured foil. They're so fun. So I have 3 things to show you with this bundle. The first is this cute little suitcase. There are 12 boxes for $8, and they're quite sturdy. There's a little tip for putting them together because the first few times I did it, I tore this trying to get the little handle on, so I'm going to show you real quick. You see I used a little padlock and key. I added a heart, some of the plaid paper. That's going to be carrying over for a while, that plaid paper. And this part, that little tag, is from this one right here. And on the other side, the skeleton key. But let me show you how to put this together real quick in case you get them. So they're already pre-scored, obviously, which is nice. We love that. This is the handle for the box. So you fold everything in. That's first. Fold everything in like that. And you'll know this side's kind of a matte finish and this side's a little nicer. But the indentation where the score lines are indented, that's where you want to fold away from. So this is the side. Anyway, there's no glue for this box at all. So these go here, and these little guys, this is the tricky part right here. There we go. There. You can kind of see where it's going to go. These clip into that little hole, and this clips into this hole, like that. And then these are supposed to come down here, through here, and this is where I ripped it every time. So this is how you do it. You fold this back and that up, so it looks like that. Now, that gets it into a better position to go through this right here. And then these go in here, so now you don't have to fight with it. And that folds, see, because we bent it down, that folds in. It's probably easier when you have it in your hand, but they are sturdy and really cute. I think you could make all sorts of fun things out of these. So that is the first one. Oh, before I forget, I want to show you this one. This is a sample from Mary Bush. She had the same idea that I did about having it be a welcome home. In my neighborhood, we need cards for the welcome packets. In this case, this would be great for a realtor, but she did this little pouch right here with the humble home house and punch. But look what she did right here. She took that die and she embossed it, and it looks like leather, and it looks like a holder with the gold key. I think that's super smart. Good job, Mary Bush. I really like that. So my home card is a little bit different because it goes into the welcome packet. So I did a piece of the wood paper. This paper is staying on also. It's not retiring. The Country Woods. So I use this one with all the wood grains in it, which I like a lot. I did a white card. In this case, I'm going to try doing it with just a blue card. This is Misty Moonlight, and I scored it across every ½ inch just to give it kind of the look of some vinyl siding there. And then I took my arches and I ran this through so that I could get a wooden door and some of the wood paneling, so this little thing. So I ran them through together because it's pretty thin. I'm still loving these arches. I think they're unavailable right now, but they are coming back. So they make great doors. So here, and because I ran the two of them together, and I make sure you tape them together, you don't want them to touch each other when they go through the machine or they're ruined. So they won't cut anymore. So space them apart just right, tape them down on your paper. And then there's the door. And then we have a piece for the inside. So that's all I really did there. I added my frame here, and then the door, and then a little piece of gray just for my concrete step. So a little piece of dark gray went across right here. And then the door handle, I took the padlock right here, ran it in silver, and then I just trimmed out this little keyhole part and put it on black cardstock, and then a silver pearl knob for the door. This part right here comes from a bundle that is going away, the Country Flowers bundle, which, oh, I love this bundle so much. So I did this card a long time ago with it. It's just, I love it for the flower markets and all of that. It's a great bundle. The stool, the jar, the teapots, and the dies are great because you can make teapots, and there's a lid, and there's buckets and a stool and the flowers. It's a great bundle. I'm sad to see it go. So I cut that pot out of that same designer paper right there, and then added the flowers on top, and then tied on my keys from silver on that little tag. And that little tag comes in the bundle too. So that comes in that same key bundle, this one, and just stamped welcome in it. So that's my welcome to the neighborhood card. And this is my last one. I just love having the padlock on the card. It just adds that little extra something something. This flower, if you have flowers that you can stamp and die cut, that's great. I didn't. So I used that paper that I used last week. Last week we did this oversized fun fold, this 5x7 center step card using this paper. It's available now, which is good. It's more online stuff. It's called Lovely Garden. Lots of hydrangeas and different flowers and pretty things in here. We need more flower paper. It's funny, I keep buying it because I keep using it, so look how pretty. Great colors in it too. It's just very springy. So I'm fussy cutting these. Now, if you notice back here, I've got the hexagon, that's from the Meant to Be dies. I'll show you that. And then the corrugated background. So it's really white on white. And I could have put it on a white card, but I wanted to make it stand out a bit more with the black. Now, when you fussy cut, and if you already know how to fussy cut, feel free to scroll on and until the next part. But I still love the paper snips from Stampin' Up. They're $12. They are super sharp, and they're the best. I love them. I've tried a lot of different scissors, but what you want to pretend like this is die cut. So you want to leave that little bit of white around it, in particular for this one, because it's on white. So, you know, it really helps to make the flowers pop a little. But the most important thing when you're fussy cutting is you only use the back to the middle of your bit blade. You never use my tip of the scissors, because then you get little sharp cuts. Everything is curved, so, and you can kind of just work your way around, hold it right here with your fingers here. Now, if you're a lefty, I don't know how to help with that, but so, and I pull a little bit this way. There's a little bit of tension. I pull, but I am always just letting it roll through. There isn't any sawing or anything like that. It literally is rolling the paper, pulling this way, just a touch, to keep my blade away from it. And I just keep rolling through, and I'm only using the back of the blade to the center of the blade. I never go further than that. And here, this is where it gets a little tricky. You're like, do I need to take that part out or not? So you look at it and you say, yeah, I probably do. So I'm gonna come in here and just get that little area. Just pretend it's a die cut. And however you would like it to look as a die cut, that's what you do. Same with here, coming all the way down. Right here, twist, twist, twist. So my paper is twisting more than my scissors. In this case, because I can't get down there, I'm going to come back on this side and then we are done. Right here. And around. There it is. So the meant to be dies, that has those great hexagons. And I love them because that little bit pops out too, because it's got a double channel there, so it cuts that piece out. And we're going to use these two right here on the inside of the card, and this one is the front. Now you could do it this way, put your key down here. I was just going a little bit different to make it unique. The mini corrugated folder. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. You want it to be a little bit less than the card. And I'll tell you why. The first time I did it, it came up to the edge and it looked ripply, and I didn't like that. So back it up a little bit. You want it to still cover, but you don't want it to come up to this edge. It doesn't want to be the same size. The other thing is, if you cut it off lower, you're going to have a lip there, and your card isn't going to be uniform all the way. So you really have to do the whole thing. All right, and then really get it gluey all the way to the edge. This is where I love my seal. And, oh, this one's going to be vertical. The other one's horizontal. That's okay. Okay, see? And really get that flattened down. Don't let any of it poke up. Now in this one, I took the twine all the way around the card, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to use it right here. We're going to go around twice with the twine. Right here and here. And I kind of want it offset just a little bit. I tried black because the base of the card was black and it was too overwhelming. I took over the whole card. So I'm doing white. And then that goes on the black card. Now I stamped the sentiment, surprisingly, I stamped it in the Secret C instead of this Memento Black, which I hate this ink pad. It just doesn't stamp the sentiments as well as I would like to. And I have tried using an uninked pad with Memento, and it still, to me, is not as good as our regular ink pads. So I thought the Secret C, it's the new ink color that's coming out May 6th. It's darker than navy. It's almost black, but in the light it looks a little blue. But for a sentiment, I mean, I can't tell that's not black. It looks so good, and it's stamped so nicely. That's my Secret C weapon for my sentiments from now on when I need black. The Hello Friend I got from Storybook Friends. I've lost my little stamp. So just pretend that's stamped already, like this one. Also, there's a little trick to get the key on the padlock. I need to show you that. I hope I don't forget. Okay. And this one is different than this. There's pretty flowers in there. There's blues and all kinds of pretty things. Right. Now this little padlock. So if you want it to hang on the lock itself, this is the secret. First of all, think about which way you want your tag to go. I'm going to still stick with this one, although I could do that side. I'm still going to do this one. You're going to put a little snip right here so you can slide the key on. But then you're going to have to do a little glue dot to close it because it just looks so cute, right? Hanging on there. Okay. Or you could let it hang in a different place on the twine. That would look cute too. I still like to use my sewing wax for my twine. It just makes it more manageable, especially when you have to tie a bow. You can find that on Amazon or in your sewing store or the craft store. All right, so this is how it goes on, and I realize this is white on white. It's gonna be a little hard. There's my little cut there. I'm gonna hook it on to my twine, just like that. Get that hooked in there. Get it where you want it. You wanna get a little glue dot and just stick it right behind that piece and hook those two together. It's not too bad. You can even just stick it down there. You just want to block that key from coming off again and just stick it under there. You don't want to see the glue dot, so make sure you can't see it, and it keeps the lock from flying around too. And just shove your glue dot under there, and there you go. There's your key. And then this little tag gets threaded through, and just tie it on and make your bow. So it looks like you went around and then tied it, but really it's just gonna go right here. I'm gonna tie that in a little knot. Remember, go around the back side, there, and then trim the tails. So like I said, when I tried it with black, it really just was so top heavy. It didn't work very well. Let me show you the inside of the card and a few pearls because, you know, why not? That's the inside. Now this one is the back side of the flowers, so you might want to do a different pattern back here from the pack and then just cut one more little flower. Here's the frame and the white that we cut from here. So I like it. That's probably my favorite one out of the three. So I like the keys. If you like keys, you might want to get these. They're fun. Be fun for Valentine's too. Key to my heart and all of that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.